So just about 2 hours I'll be on here. I'm very sleepy. Very, very sleepy. So I'm using blanket yarn for the first time on a blanket. So it has been very interesting to say the least. I always have to get back in my groove because I'm not used to using blanket yarn on here. Trying to get my chair to be situated right. Oh, that's, yeah, I'm doing it wrong. I suppose. Awesome. I love this yarn. I wish I had more of it because then I could have made a. I thought about it a couple of times to make a cardigan with it. 'Cause I think it would have been really pretty as a cardigan, and it should have worked out really fast. Then it'd be really nice as a blanket to a really big blanket. But I just decided to make a baby blanket. I don't know if I need some more water or something. I'm so sleepy. This is the time of the day I get really sleepy. Let me pull this up too, like I'm supposed to do. Um, thank you. I'm trying to get as much done as I can, but this is so thick that it's slowing me down a little bit. How you doing this good old morning? I'm not used to working with this blanket yarn on here, so it's throwing me off. I swear I don't know why I'm so sleepy, but I was sleepy. I'm usually sleepy about this time every morning, so regardless of what time I get up, I don't know why. And I'm trying not to go to sleep because I went to bed. I'm doing pearl stitches. I'm only doing like 5 in on the border area to keep it from curling. When the yarn is thicker or chenille yarn, I do less garter stitches on the border. I do the minimum, which is 5. And when I do number 4 way yarn, I do 7. I can't even pick this one up like I normally knit off. I have to knit off with it laying down because the yarn is so thick. And right now, like I said, I got to get my groove back because I'm struggling knitting off. I haven't worked on this since last week. think last Friday. I really like working on it the other way, but with this yarn, it's better to work on it fast this way, faster this way. I think I'm gonna order some more of this yarn for next year. I got a little warm. I need to take this hood off. I be trying not to go to sleep, but most of the time I end up going to sleep anyway. And this is normally 10 o'clock is about the time I fall asleep. See if I can get this off like this over here without having to turn it around. No, I have to rotate it. Anyway, um, and I usually go ahead and yeah, I did my pearl stitches down here. So I already did my pearl stitches on both ends. I do those first before I knit off. That way I make sure I do them all. Got to twist it up a little bit. All each stitch row. Every time I come from this direction will be all each stitch. I'm making a baby blanket. B-Day themed baby blanket. that was just to hold the yarn on. I might move this over here for right now. It's kind of starting to be in the way. This thing keeps catching on to the table. I gotta fix this thing. Because if y'all see, this is kind of broken off. And it keeps snagging the table somewhere up in there. I gotta figure out where it's snagging it at. So I'll put some resin right there. Is it on? It's this side, I think. Both sides are about broken. Hey, Jam. Uh-oh. And this one didn't stay over. Come on. Alright, we're about to get ready to go the other direction. So I'll start off with my pearl stitches that I have sectioned off. And then we will go back into E-stitches in the middle. So I'm just doing the border where I do the pearl stitches at. And then I go to the other end and do pearl stitches down there. I'm starting to wake up a little bit. Okay, so I went as far as down to push it down this far where my next stitch marker is. and I'll e-wrap to the next stitch marker. Slide this a little bit closer to me. And this is the best wrapping tool I could find that I had in my stash because it's harder to get in between these pegs with it, but I needed something with kind of like a wide opening to it so that I could wrap thicker yarn easily, or the best way possible. There you go, grabbing that black, grabbing this thing. I am borrowing from other stitches because sometimes doing it on this first peg or next to the last couple several pegs is tighter. So I borrow from other stitches to loosen it up. So it's kind of making a lot of noise. But what I was saying is down here, when I do my purl stitch right here, it's tighter. So I pull these pull to borrow some of the tension from these to loosen this one up. And then I knit off because I try not to, I don't want to break the peg. So that's my way of remedying that. Pull this back. Still working on my tension. Sometimes I get the tension really good, and sometimes I don't. Cause this is a new ball game for me, so I don't work with blanket yarn on this loom normally. Mm-hmm. I said I was gonna put a plastic sheet down there, hopefully, like a plastic tablecloth, and hopefully be able to solve my problem with it constantly catching the table. It'll have something smoother to roll over. But I gotta remember to just bring it out here. Trying to get it smooth. It's fine. That's another good thing about blanket yarn too. It don't jump off this loom like number four yarn does. Awesome. You also need knitting. What you working on? I might have to cut my heater down. I didn't think it was gonna be this warm. Or take this hoodie off. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It don't take long to get very well versed though. So that's a good thing. Very experienced. Don't take long to get very experienced. I'm making a baby blanket, a Valentine's Day thing, baby blanket. All right, I'm going to purl stitch down on this end. Since I need to pull down this spot over there that's hanging, this gathering right here, I'm going to show you guys what it's looking like so far. Good thing it kind of fell in there. It's what it looks like so far. The color is going to go back to this color soon, and then hopefully I get to working my other skein of yarn that I just set aside because I like to, you know, I like to look at different colors often. Thank you, Lynn. I like to use yarn that changes colors on its own, so I get very bored very easily. So I only pushed it down to the stitch marker that I have on this side that indicates that I should, finish doing my purl stitches in that area. Move it a little further away from me. I think that slowed me down a little bit. I'm gonna finish doing my purl stitches. Hi, Numble. Do my purl stitches on this end. Let me go ahead and grab it. It's a little tight, so I'm gonna go and borrow from the stitches on the bottom to loosen up the stitch that was on the bottom on this peg. And now I'm gonna finish doing my purl stitches. Alright, roll that back around to where we stopped it and go back to knitting off. Only thing I have to do is remember to move my thumb. Sometimes I get there going and my thumb gets in the way, and this hook is very pointy, so I have to be very careful. But that's the way I like my hooks, so it's the only brand of hook I use, because 90% of the time it's gonna pick up the stitch on the first knit You know, when you go in there to pick it up, it's gonna pick it up the first time. Thanks so much for the likes. Oh, it's always a slight struggle going back the other way. Let me cut this heat off. It's a little warm in here. I just cut the other one on. Whenever I get a little chilly, feeling hot. Maybe if I just rotate it this way, it'll stop doing it. The way it's looking, I should be able to make it through this little piece of stain before I get offline and start the, I should be able to start the other one. Uh-oh. Hi, Mama J. Hi, Brunilda. Thank you guys so much for the likes. I appreciate it. Uh-oh. Couldn't quite knit it off right there. Alright, we're on this side again. And we're doing, I said I would stop trying to rotate it that way. We're going to do our purl stitches because we're going this direction. Push all of these down. Put it in there. Push all of these down to set up for doing our E-stitches. I'm gonna stop right there where my stitch marker is and do our E-stitches. Uh-oh. Come on. Finish doing our E-stitches for that row. where we stopped at. I'm making a baby blanket, a Valentine's Day themed baby blanket. Uh-oh. When I push all the pegs down, I'll let you guys get a peek. Yes, it's Bernat yarn, and I think it's burgundy ombre. The colors look. I had to recake it because I made something else and I changed my mind. But the colors look something like this. I tried to tag it to the live too. Let me pull it up. So through there, got a little black burnout blanket yarn on there. But this is what it's looking like so far. Sorry that scraping noise is bothering y'all. Hi, Yuna. Need to push these stitches down. Hi, April. trying to keep from rotating that way because it catches on the table when I rotate it that way. So I'm just gonna keep rotating it. Not on this one, just on the rectangular long looms. Cause this one you gotta skip certain pegs. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that complexity yet to sit here and be like, oh, cause I need more stitch markers for one thing, which I really just need rubber bands, but I still haven't bought any rubber bands to start that. But I really would like to. I was looking at some the other day, like you gotta skip the first four pegs on one end and then skip every two pegs after that and on on one end and then go to the other side, skip six pegs at the beginning and then skip two after that. It was just, it was much, much to me. Then I think in the middle you're not skipping any. Long loom projects. And my favorite to do is scarves. So I mostly do my scarves double knit, and I've done a blanket on a long loom with this yarn. I actually I was gonna do a long loom project today, but I changed my mind at the last minute. I got one started. I just changed my mind. This was my initial to go to, and then I was like, maybe I'll do long loom again. I switched back to this one. Okay, we're gonna do purl stitches because we're going this direction. Um, I'm borrowing from other um, stitches down at the bottom so that I could pull off that previous each stitch and it won't be as tight, because when you're knitting off in the middle of the row, the stitches are tighter. When you haven't knit off, prior to that stitch is usually tight. It's a whole lot of birds outside today. That sounds like winter is over. Hi, Isabel. Awesome. That sounds so fun to be working on. What kind of yarn are you using? Thank you, Isabel. Awesome. I appreciate that. Uh-oh. I'm working on a baby blanket. It's really just a pastime, or kind of really have something for Valentine's Day content. Trying to make it baby Valentine's Day thing. I might need to drink some water. Y'all give me just a second. Get some water. Okay, cool. That sounds like it's gonna be real soft. Thank you, Isabel. I'm sorry I'm sounding a little hoarse. I don't know why. It's probably because the heat dried out the air in here a little bit. I hope there's a squirrel playing around on my roof because there's a lot of noise. I can practically hear everything in here. I'm in my she shed and there's no insulation, so I can pretty much hear everything going on outside of it. And something's playing on my roof right now. So, or is it raining? No, that don't sound like rain. That might be birds. I don't know. Okay, thank you so much for. I'm sorry, it's distracting me because I'm like, what is that? Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds like it'd be really nice though. I'm pretty sure it'd be plenty. Cause I sure was gonna ask, was it for you? Sometimes we gotta make stuff for ourselves. A KB Afghan loom. There are several different versions out there, so I try to make sure. There's the Infinity Loom, and there's Cindy Wood looms, and then there's KB. No problem at all. Yeah, if you use all the pegs and you're using only that's from if you're using like one side at a time instead of double knitting, it'll be well, knitting is really stretchy. So it goes up to 5 feet wide. The other good thing about it too, if you decide to just do like 5 feet wide and make it however long you want to make it, you could make it very long and make that like the width of it, so that you don't have to make multiple panels. Oh, good, good, good. No problem at all. Yeah, yeah. Look. I'm always looking for ways to not overwork myself. Cause I know I'm short, so I'm like 5'4.5" or whatever. I count my halves, but I'm 5'4", and I know like there will be plenty of width in for I'm in length for how short I am if I was using it for that reason. Exactly. Work smarter, not harder. Yay, I'm almost done with this one. I can get ready and put the other one on here. That's all I have left, y'all. I had been working on the out from the outside of the skein, so I had put this one. I had put it in a box so I can just work with it and then roll where however you want to roll. Cause the I didn't want to start with the with red when I or this was it this color. I didn't want to start with this color. I had just finished this color on the loom, so I decided to work on the outside. Yes, and like it was really easy to make, very affordable. Like at the time when I made mine, it was like $50 or $60, and it took me like no more than 30 minutes to make it. Probably even shorter time than that. I already had a drill, so all I needed was this round wood, the Lazy Susan piece, and screws. And I wasn't trying to make it like the actual Lazy Susan. So I just wanted it to rotate. I wasn't trying to do anything extra special. And I got everything from Home Depot. I can flip it over in just a second. Let me do these real quick. I'll show you. Set this to the side. So I just needed this piece. Try not to hit the camera. This piece, these two pieces come together, these two silver pieces, and like some either 1 inch or a half-inch screws. I think the thickness is 1 inch, so I think I went with half-inch screws, and it needed a drill. So there's more components that go into making a Lazy Susan, but I just did this part, and this is not what keeps gripping the table. It's like one of these little pieces that's separating that I need to like go in and kind of cover with some resin. It keeps gripping the fabric, so it's not. And I've had this for about 3 or 4 years, so it's been holding on for quite some time. Oops. So I've definitely got like my money's worth out of it. Oh no, I'm supposed to be going over here, and that's just in case you find that they're expensive to ship and make from someone else. No problem at all. Cause some people wanted me to ship them some, and I was just like, it's gonna be too like it cost me 60 to make, but the shipping was gonna be wild because this wood is you gotta find a box to ship it in, and then the wood is really heavy, so that's probably like around $75 just by itself to like probably ship because of the thickness and heaviness of the wood. So and my tables are like 13 inches, but this might be my bigger one. I got a small one and a bigger one. I had a bigger one for my green one, and then I have a smaller one. I can't remember if this one is a small one or not because I'm not looking at the big one. But I have like two different sizes for the really long looms, and this one is more compact. So I typically use a smaller lazy Susan for this one. And there's a weight limit, but I don't really pay attention. I don't really pay attention to the weight limit. My arms be all on here and everything. Cause I know the yarn gets really heavy, and it probably shouldn't be on there, but I really don't care. If anything, I'll just have to replace the lazy Susan part if I wear it out too much. Um, This is gonna require me to change colors on my pearl stitch row. I normally don't change colors on the pearl stitch row. Because if you see this right here, there's like a visible change between the colors on the front side when you change on your pearl stitch row. So I normally don't like doing it because if you see here, there of course there's a color change, but there's like not a mixture of colors. So when you change colors on the pearl stitch row, instead of this being on the back side, this part will be on the front side. But I really, I'm not gonna fuss about it today because I just want to go ahead and use the rest of this yarn. I'm trying not to waste any. So I'm just gonna go ahead and whenever I have to add that other yarn to it, it's just gonna be a color change spot right there. But yeah, I'm very particular about that too. When you change colors on e-stitch, the color change is shown on the back side and not on the front side. So you can see it down here at the bottom of this too. When I change color on that pearl stitch row, it's on the front side, and even down here it's on the front side. Since I've already done it in these areas, I'm just gonna keep going, rolling with it. So that's why I was like, I'm not gonna think about it too much with this blanket. And let's not have enough yarn and I only add yarn when I'm doing blankets to the ends. I don't like changing or adding color or I may add more yarn in the middle of the blanket. I only like doing it on the edges because it's easier to hide the yarn that way. I might have enough. I'll see in just a second. I might have enough to go back the other way. If I don't, I know I'll just snap it. The other reason why that does that, if you didn't know, the purl stitch is the reverse E-stitch. So it's just the E-stitch or stockinette stitch backwards. So that's the reason why the color change shows on the front of the blanket when you change colors on the purl stitch row. Because it's bringing the second E-stitch to the back and bringing the back of the previous stitch to the front. Or I hope I explained it right. Thank you. Let me move this way. Oh, this thing. Knit off right. Gotta be careful because sometimes I gotta fix this. Uh-oh. I'm just gonna do this. Even though that might not be right. I think it is right. Let me miss. This might hit. Nope. I'm gonna use a tapestry needle. No, 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 don't do it. Yep, it did it anyway. Let me try to switch. Trying to keep that twist in there. Sometimes I'll just be like, forget it. I'm not gonna keep the twist in there. It's getting on my nerves. It doesn't want to knit off. Hopefully. Come on. You want to do it? Oh. Gotta give it a little encouragement sometimes. All right, now I need to see if this is going to take me around the bend. If not, I'm going to snap it off right here. I don't think it is. I'm just going to start wrapping right here, even though that's not a spot. I don't think it's going to go that far. Excuse me. I don't even know why I'm trying this. Yep, just like I thought. I knew it wasn't. But I've been wrong before, so I just wanted to be certain. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, let me bring those back up to where they're supposed to be at. I'm just gonna snap off just enough for my yarn to thread back into the stitches. And we're gonna switch to this one. Come on now, I cake you. And I don't really want to leave it close to everything. Alright, grab my tapestry needle and rethread the thing. Is this the one I use for this? Nope. This one go down through the opening. So I gotta get my other tapestry needle. Try not to knock anything down over here. This is a really long tapestry needle. Trying to make it long enough to thread back in. And I'll place that on the first page. Okay, thank you so much for stopping in and hanging out with me. I appreciate you. All right, let me toss that in there. Um, go ahead and knit that off. I don't know why I knit it off like that, but whatever. I hope you have a good rest of your day. All right, we're doing our purl stitches. And pull that down in here. Starting with our turkey color. I can't wait to get to this very light pink because I barely have any of it in the blanket so far. And there's dripping. And it's no, it's on the wrong stitch. It slides like that. It's still kind of loose, but I'm still gonna borrow. Uh oh. Mm. Trying not to bump this up against the table. I always try to remember to unravel that because I accidentally, start a new, start a, I mean, add an extra stitch. Um, I've only ever used four weight two, and this is my first time using number six, and it is not that easy. I'm questioning on whether I'll do it ever again. But it's not like horrible. It's like it's turning out pretty, so I'm like, should that's making me want to do it again. But four weight yarn is so much easier to work with. But this is like even is it's really nice. This is what it looks like. So I said I'll never do it, but this is the way it looks like. Thank you, Tonica. This is the way it looks like on the outside. So that's why I'm like, you know, I'm questioning doing it again. But I see a lot of people do it though. Now number five, I would never. I've done number five as well, and I would never do number five ever again. Like I, unless it's probably like a different stitch or something. But I know it'll take a while because it's not e-stitch. So, but this is it's been a lot. It's been something I've had to constantly adjust to, which I already knew that. So that's why I was like I didn't really want to do it. but curiosity got the best of me, so that's how I ended up here. Thank you. But I saw like it's a lot of loomers that I see use it, so I was curious. I like that the stitches are very close together. Um, Thanks for the likes. I appreciate it. Hi, Svetlana. And I normally don't even knit off like this. So I'm doing the traditional loom knit off to like make sure that I can get the stitches off the right way or easy than doing it the way I normally do it. Like doing these type of stitches is not as bad. It's just really with the E stitch. That's what's the toughest part. Hi, Alyssa. Good afternoon. Let me put that over there before I end up getting caught under this one. Right, right. Even with wrapping, I had to find something thicker, like a thicker wrapping tool to wrap it with. So sometimes that's a little annoying too in itself, trying to get it wrapped on here quickly. The 4-way yarn is easier to wrap it faster because I use like a smaller end, a smaller opening. That was a factory knot. Right. So it was more. I don't know. Right now, I don't know if I'll ever do it again. Cause mm, green fiber. I got about 30 minutes left, y'all. Almost got stuck there for a second. Doing my full row of each stitch. Now, if I would have been doing solid colors, this whole thing probably would have made me mad. That was a knot, actually not. So that's my only gripe with this one. That I had so many of those. Yeah, I don't even know when I did that. At the beginning. Um, the Lazy Susan, I made it. I got it from Michael. Not Michael's. I'm sorry, Home Depot, and it wasn't expensive at the time when I bought it. It cost me about $60, and so I just made it and used the drill. And the this loom, I got it from Amazon. It's called a KB Afghan loom, and it comes with this, but you'll have to make something like this. And I typically use number four weight yarn. I'm just doing trying something with this blanket yarn because I see a lot of people use it. But you can just take a old clicking office pen and make something like this uh, to work on your loom with. I got like 10 of 6 to 10 of these that I took apart that I use to wrap my pegs with. And you can use thicker or number four weight yarn with those um, cause you can take the tip off of it. But you can get this KB Afghan loom from Amazon. No problem at all. That one didn't go down. Okay, we're on the start of our purl row, which is only at the beginning when we're in the middle part of it. Before I get off, I will let you guys see how far I've gotten done. Yeah, I got 15 minutes left. Really not that many. Probably more like 10 minutes because I started live early. And this was like a makeup day, so normally I don't go live. But I'm starting to think, I mean, on live on Tuesdays. But I'm starting to think maybe I'll do one evening and one early part of the day. But sometimes I get called in to work. That's the only reason why I haven't done an early uh, start to the day. I would like to, but I normally go live from 8 to 10 p.m. Central on Sundays and Mondays. So if you would like to hang out with me then, and I do crochet and loom knitting. If you want to follow, if you want to check me out 4 days a week, I go live on TikTok on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at the same time, 8 to 10 p.m. Central. But it's all loom knitting on TikTok. It's I hardly ever crochet over there unless I choose like a different day, like I add a day or something like that. I'm thinking this is gonna be my last row. Then I'm gonna let you guys see what it's looking like. So this row wrapping always slows me down going this direction. See, there's another knot. And these are all factory knots. That's why I was like, I didn't even feel like trying to fix them like that. Just as long as they end up on the back. So that's gonna be kind of tight. And sometimes you'll see that my stitches are really loose, but they end up working themselves back out in spots that's really tight. So, well, they don't be like really tight, but you know, you get what I'm saying, or y'all get what I'm saying. I gotta get out of here and go feed my dogs and take them in the house. I might go ahead, well, yeah, do those curl stitches at the beginning and end of the row real quick. I know when I come back, if I push it all down, I'm gonna be confused or accidentally start All right, so I'm just gonna wrap the middle part. I'm not gonna knit it off. I'm gonna do these purl stitches. It's just so I can push all the pegs down and y'all can see the maximum of view of the blanket. I just need to push down in the purl stitch areas because everything else has been already pushed down. Okay, pull that down. This is where we are so far. So missing. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I gotta go. This is the backside. I gotta go take care of my dogs and take them in the house so they can eat. I hope to see you guys back on next Sunday and Monday at 8 to 10 p.m. Central. If you want to hang out with me tomorrow, it will be TikTok tomorrow, and I meant tonight, actually this evening and tomorrow. So my normal days for TikTok are Wednesdays and Thursdays. Let me make sure. What's today? What is today? Cause I missed yesterday, so I'm thrown off. Either way, yeah, today is Tuesday. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are my normal days for TikTok. So if you want to hang out with me this evening, I'll be on TikTok from 8 to 10. Thanks, friend. I guess I'm so sleepy I lost track of the day. And then I'll be live tomorrow on Wednesday on TikTok from 8 to 10. So I hope to see you guys there. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you.